Have you ever used an app to make yourself look skinnier? Or used a face filter to cover up some acne? Or whitened your teeth or brightened your eyes? Or done anything to change your appearance? Let's be honest, we've all done it, myself included. It feels so normal today. But how did it become so normal? When did people start overseeing the designs of their own bodies? The idea of changing our appearance has intrigued humans far before the internet. Whether it's cosmetic changes fueled by self-expression or reconstructive changes restoring what we once had, the ability to modify has intrigued us for thousands of years. The earliest body modifications can be traced back as far as 5,000 years ago with an Iceman named Otzi in 1991. His body serves as evidence of the earliest body modifications with over 57 tattoos and piercings. See, back then, these modifications signified achievement and power, which in the Iceman's time really elevated his status in his community. That's the motivation here, status. That's what motivated the next creation of our body modifications, plastic surgery. Long before the development of modern cosmetic procedures, plastic surgery was actually being discussed 3,000 years ago in India. There was an Indian doctor back at that time called Sasruta Samhita, and he noticed a large amount of nasal deformities in his country. People suffering with these abnormalities of their nose were treated worse than animals, so his hope was to stop the discrimination. Dr. Samhita developed the first plastic surgery technique at that time known as the forehead flap. Although people's deformities went away, their desires to modify their appearance continued to grow. And after a couple of thousand years of fast-paced growth, the ability to modify your body with plastic surgery opened up to more than just rich people. With that popularity came a growing amount of people who were looking for less invasive procedures. Plastic surgery was still surgery, and these people wanted a safer and a more cost-effective way to modify their bodies. That's when technology entered the picture, and in 1988, it changed the world forever when two brothers, which were working on a software program, developed Photoshop. Within only 1 decade, our entire perception of beauty had completely changed. Tabloids and magazines across the world started to only display perfection. Perfect skin, perfect bodies, perfect teeth. What did perfect even really mean? Instead of having these conversations, technology only made things harder to have. With the release of the iPhone in 2007 fueling the rise of social media shortly after. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and with a couple of billion downloads later, the stage was set. Developers began to release videos and apps that allowed us to modify pictures and videos in ways that we never knew we could. The quest for perfection in an attainable goal through FaceTune. Understanding our need for attention, the social media companies began to release face filters and different effects. It turned social media into an editing contest instead of the journey to self-discovery, which is what it should have been. Today, it's even worse. With the rapidly evolving pace of artificial intelligence. It's never been easier to change your appearance. These AI bots alter your entire appearance by just typing a couple of words. So why am I telling you this? Well, I think it's about time that somebody talks about it. Although predictive imaging and visual tools are more powerful than ever. Oftentimes, patients will come into my office with a picture and they'll say, I want to look like this. While many surgeons do use predictive imaging in their office, I do not, and here is why. I have never been a big fan of altering facial images or body images on people to tell them what they're going to look like if we do surgery. The reason for that is it creates a false expectation such that if we do not achieve that change in the imagery, then they see surgery as a failure. So because of that, I do not use special imaging techniques in my office to predict what I think that someone is going to look like. Rather, I use what I call vision board photos, and I have patients go try to find people that look like them in their before. They then look at the after photos, and if I think that that is a reasonable expectation for them, then we hone in on one picture, and that's what we use when we go to the operating room to try to achieve their result. With that said, I'm always very clear about managing their expectations and what is possible versus what is not possible with their body. Look, maybe it's a small edit, just a little filter. I'm not disagreeing with you. But if we're using filters to hide our faces and GIFs and emojis for emotions and scroll through social media feeds unsure of what's real and what's not, doesn't it affect us? Look, at the end of the day, I don't want this to be another generic message about ending the quest for perfection, because honestly, that's just not going to happen. After all, beauty shapes our choices and motivations from the moment that we understand that as a kid. We'll always want to be more beautiful, or to be smarter, or more athletic. So I made this video to remind everyone, look for growth and validation in here, not out there. If you can do that, I promise you, you will find something far more valuable. And just remember, always use plastic surgery only as your last resort. And if you do desire plastic surgery, make sure that number one, you're doing it for yourself, and number two, you seek out an ethical surgeon who is only going to do the right thing for you. With that, Dr. Ricky, out.